All right, going to do things a little bit differently today since we're not doing an episode immediately after the game. Quick reaction: Dodgers lose to the Guardians 7-4. They do win the series. They win 2 out of 3 games, but Dodgers had a chance to sweep this series. They had a 4-1 lead in the 7th, 4-2 lead going into the 8th. And then Tanner Scott reared his ugly head once again. We're going to get to that. First off, just a big takeaway from this game was that Clayton Kershaw gave the Dodgers 5 innings, 1 run. They desperately needed it from him. He did not start off this game very good. He was getting lit up. I think he had like 5 or 6 batted balls off the bat that were over 100-mile-an-hour exit velocity. So he was struggling there, but he settled in, pitched a pretty good game, and gave the Dodgers a chance to win, only allowed 1 run. And that's all that you can ask for him at this point in his career, so he did his job. And then the 8th inning comes around, and Tanner Scott comes in out of relief with 1 out. He comes in relief with 1 out in the 7th, I believe, gets out of it, and then comes into the 8th. Lets the lead runner get on, and I feel a little bad for him because he's getting piled on by Dodger fans a little bit right now. There was a play on a ground ball hit to Muncy that had very strange spin on it that took a really weird bounce, and Muncy lost balance after fielding the ball. Otherwise, there would have been at least a force out at second base, but Muncy, when he got the ball, he sort of fell over, was unable to get anybody out, and that really kind of just unraveled this inning for Tanner Scott. Because I do think there was a chance for a double play on that ball because the ball was hit hard enough. But no outs were recorded. And then Tanner Scott, I still think he's actually, like, up until the past couple of outings, he was actually pretty good this year. But this is his 3rd blown save in 5 outings, in his last 5 outings. And he's allowed 9 earned runs over the last 4 2/3 innings pitched. And this was a bad one. He gave up 4 earned runs. Alex Vesia came in relief when the game was tied and gave up a 3-run home run, made it 7-4, and that was it. And the Dodgers weren't able to recover. Pretty frustrating loss, even though it was a series win. It ends up being a 500 road trip for the Dodgers, losing the series to the Mets, and then winning the series against the Guardians, a series that they should have swept. I think that most fans would admit they should have swept. The question is now, do the Dodgers have a Tanner Scott problem? I think that, like, we need to look big picture here. I don't think the Dodgers have a Tanner Scott problem. I think Tanner Scott will be okay. The Dodgers have an injury problem that they need to figure something out with this, because the fact that pitchers aren't going deep into games and they keep having starting pitchers getting injured is the reason why the Dodgers bullpen is the most used bullpen across Major League Baseball. They have the most innings across Major League Baseball. And it's starting to show early on in the season where, they're just being overexposed. You don't have Kopech available, you don't have Gratterall available, you don't have Trinan available, you don't have Evan Phillips available. Things like this are going to happen when those guys are not available, because Tanner Scott is being asked to come in the 7th inning when he's been a closer for most of the year. It just seems like a lot of the roles are a little bit undefined, and you're seeing the results that you're seeing. That being said, the Dodgers are still in first place. There's no reason to panic about this, but they do need to get healthy, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Glass now is likely not coming back until the end of June. Blake Snell, we're still kind of iffy, not sure on that. It is a good sign that Kershaw was able to go 5 innings, but again, was he a little bit lucky in this game to only give up 1 run? There was a great play made at second base on a throw by Pages to nab a runner at second. Pages is just playing unbelievable outfield right now, by the way. His defense has been great, obviously swinging a good bat. More to talk about that guy on the next episode, but just don't lose sight of the big picture here. Dodgers bullpen has been overexposed. This is not a Tanner Scott problem. This is a pitching health problem that the Dodgers need to fix, because they have the most injuries across Major League Baseball, and their bullpen is pitching the most innings across Major League Baseball. So that's the reason for a loss like this. And also an unlucky bounce to Muncie that likely would have ended in a double play, which kind of let the inning unravel. Otherwise, good series by the Dodgers, a series that they should have swept, and now they go home, they get to play the Yankees, and we get to embarrass them once again. So don't lose faith, guys.